What's up, losers? Doing a walk around of my bike. My good mate Moto Waldo did one, and I want to be a cool moto vlogging person like Big Papa Waldo, so I'm gonna do one too. This is my 2024 Yamaha MT-07 HO, the unrestricted one. I'm just gonna go from, I guess, front to back. I bought this bike for 13 grand new, 0 kilometers. Oh, actually, it had 2 kilometers on it because they can't sell you the bike with 0 kilometers on it for some reason. I don't know why. One of the most obvious things is the axle sliders. They're just some eBay ones. Protect the forks if I drop it. I don't want to replace the entire fork. I'd rather just replace a little plastic nub. And they're on the front and the back. Next thing, I got rid of these fucking reflectors. They don't look good, and it looks way better without them. Got rid of the bracket too. Following that, we've got brake line from Rogue Motorcycles in Perth. Just a regular steel braided one. That's the piggyback to this caliper. And then I got another one that runs all the way up in through here where the stock one runs to a Hell Performance 19mm radial brake master, and that's got a little eBay cup on it. Because this is not the stock brake master, I put a hydraulic switch banjo bolt in, which just connects up to the stock wiring here, so my brake light still works. Little cheap eBay screen, doesn't do anything for wind resistance. I just think it looks a bit better, covers up the key a little bit and gets rid of this like empty space that's usually here. I still have the ABS line. I only have the ABS like sensor lines, like the speedo lines, because I took them out when I got rid of the ABS and I didn't have a speedo anymore, and I was running around with a check engine light on a brand new bike, so I didn't want to do that. I literally just plugged those sensors back in for the speedo. They don't do anything other than read my speed. I haven't done anything to the forks. This is probably something I should address because it's sticking out like a sore thumb with all the fucking zip ties holding it on. Actually, I'll work along. I'll work along the bars like that, so then I can get everything. This, just a shorty one finger clutch. I was going to buy a Righteous Stunt clutch, but they're expensive, and this was like $13 off eBay, and it gets the job done. Handbrake master is a Hell Performance 16mm radial clutch master, which, I mean, clutch master, brake master, as long as it's hydraulic, it doesn't really fucking matter what it is. And that's piped with a Hell Performance brake line that came with the handbrake bracket kit. That runs all the way down there somewhere, comes through here, goes through here somewhere where the stock ABS lines used to be, comes out here and goes all the way to this. This is a stock, I think it's 2006 to 2013 Jigsaw front caliper. I'm not entirely sure, I can't quite remember. I have it written down somewhere, but it's not important. It's a secondhand, about $100 off eBay, and that's on a, don't remember the brand of the bracket, but it's on a handbrake bracket. Stock foot brake, but I have a Rogue Motorcycles steel brake line on it. Runs directly to the foot brake master. Just does a little loop in there, comes back, plugs in there. Rear ABS sensor. Doesn't do anything other than read my speed. So I've ripped out all of the ABS lines. There's no rubber lines. There's no ABS line. The only thing ABS on this bike still is obviously the sensors, which don't do anything, and the ABS box, which I've just plugged up with some bolts. It's literally not connected to anything. Yeah, so back to this. Well, I tried to put it in this little gap, and it did fit at one point, but I couldn't put my clutch in because it would smack the plastic, and I was like, I can't be bothered to figure it out right now, so I put it here and zip tied it on. If you're riding with me and you notice I don't use my indicators, that's why. Next obvious thing is a quad lock. I never really got into quad locks until I got this bike, and then I bought one, and now it's very handy. My handbrake master is connected to just an eBay cup. Again, you may notice that this fluid is like clear as day, and this one is black. My only guess to that would be because that's a secondhand caliper and it might have just had some residual fluid in it, and it's just made my fluid dirty. I'm gonna run like clear tubing and tuck these cups away somewhere in here or underneath, like in these little gaps. When I move the cups, I'll re-bleed that obviously and fix it. Next big elephant in the room is the cage and the sub cage. This is a full metal full stunt cage and 12 bar sub cage combo. I'm in Australia, so this cost me about $2 grand, including postage, to get this cage over here. It's pretty pricey, but I'd rather spend 2 grand once than spend 2 grand every time I crash it. I haven't had any big stacks yet, but obviously you can see I've dropped it a few times in some dirt, and on actually down there I've dropped it once. And to pair, I've just got some cheapo bar ends just to keep the actual handlebars pristine, I guess. And that reminds me, I've got some Pro Taper bars on it. I think they're the CR highs. I can't quite remember. They're a dirt bike bar. They're a bit lower, so you're a bit leaning forward a bit more, and you're a bit wider on your stance, and I quite like that. That's why I went with them. I got it's a cheapo $200 eBay exhaust, KO Lightning. Just get rid of the big fucking dong that comes on these stock. Nothing special about it. This bracket's broken. I meant to cut that off. Oh shit, my head. I meant to cut that off a while ago because it snapped and it's been held on by some zip ties, but she'll be alright. Gives it a nice loud roar. This thing barks. It's fucking insanely loud. Is it annoying sometimes? And do I go deaf every time I stop riding the bike? Yeah, but it is what it is. I mentioned it before, but the Full Metal Stunts sub-cage 12 bar combo mounts up to your passenger peg. You can actually put your passenger pegs back on. You just need to get longer bolts, but your boy ain't got no bitches. You get the pegs to stand on when you're doing handbrake tricks. See, the 12 bar comes out. You can still see your tail light and your number plate, and I've got the step plate on there and the titanium. We'll just say that it's a new block that I put on for the purpose of the video. I haven't scraped it. I've scraped my KTM Supermoto a few times. I've scraped the Grom once or twice. This thing is a whole different beast, and I'm scared. I mean, I'll get there eventually. This is a cheap eBay tail tidy. It mounts on to the stock one, like to where the stock one mounts to. Because I put the cage on, I wanted to keep it flush and keep the indicators and stuff, because our rules here are pretty strict in Australia. Kind of gotta keep it how it is. The only real drama I had with mounting the cage and the bracket was this big bolt here. The hole in the license plate bracket wasn't big enough, so I had to drill it out. And apparently they've made this out of the hardest steel known to man. It was a fucking bitch to drill the hole bigger. But once I got it bigger, it mounted up no problem. Bit of fiddling around and whatnot, and I got it there. Nothing's been done with the chain. I did the chain adjustment a little while ago. Looks actually a little loose now, so I might have to readjust that at some point. I might do a 525 chain upgrade. I think these are a 500. I can't remember. No, 520. I think these are a 520. I might do a 525 and go up a couple teeth in the rear. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it yet. It's got more than enough torque low down to do some stuff. While I'm down here, there's a little mod that I saw in here on your throttle body that I don't know if you can see. Actually, I'll put you in there. There you go. In there. Where is it? That little grub screw right there. That's your idle. So you can unscrew that and you can put a GoPro thumb screw in there and use it as a DIY idle adjustment screw. I was going to do that, but I couldn't fit the thumb screw in there because the LA model of these bikes don't have this little black box. In the manual, this black box is called a fuel canister. I don't actually know what it is. I'm assuming like a fuel filter or something. The LA models don't have that, but the HOs do. It was a bit hard to fit a thumb screw in there. If I put one in there, I don't know how I'm going to reach in there to like actually turn it up and down. So I just left it for now, and I'll figure something out later. Maybe I'll get one of the proper ones that have a little bit of a line and I'll zip tie it here. I don't know yet. That's a future problem. I'm not doing circle wheelies yet, so I don't really need it. Oh, I've gotten rid of my foot brake spring. I always wondered why people did it. I left it on my KTM and I just got used to it. And I left it on this for a while, and then since I started doing more wheelies on it, I got rid of it. And I think it's way better. Now you're not fighting the spring every time you push down on your brake. Any like brake pressure you put in is actually just going straight to your rotor. So I feel like you get way more control out of it. I think that's about it. I don't know what else I've done to it. I've done the first service on this, obviously, because it's got, I think, close to 6,000 Ks on it now. This is just a K&N actually, is it? No, it's a RP Race Performance. Doesn't really matter what it is. It's just got the fucking 17mm nut on the front, so it's easier to get off. I run Penrite 10W40 Peo Ester oil, like good for high temp. good for doing wheelies all the time. Speaking of fluids, brake fluid, Motul RBF 600. I've always run that. There's a Penrite equivalent, but I don't know, I haven't used it, and that hasn't failed me yet, so stick to your guns. So I think that's about it. I plan to address this. I want to put a little switch in here, maybe. I also plan to maybe get my rear seat reupholstered, make it into a stunt seat, so that I have the hole. I don't really want to cut a hole in my seat though, or at least not myself. I plan to just put it in and see what the upholsterer can do. I don't know if people care. The owner's manual says minimum 90 octane in these. I run 91 in it. I run 98 if I'm riding with other people. But I get a whole lot less fuel mileage. If I run 91, I usually get quite a good amount of Ks out of it. It's got 5,312 kilometers on it. That number is actually a little higher because when I pulled the ABS sensors out the front and back, I didn't have a speedo, so it wasn't ticking up, and I went for quite a long ride. So it's probably closer to 5,500, 5,600 maybe. Starting this isn't going to do it justice on camera, but I'll do it anyway. It's got a nice rumble to it. It barks. I'm going to close my visor, otherwise I'll go deaf. Very loud. So I don't even think to mention tyres because these come stock on the MTs, but they're a Michelin Battle Axe 2CT, I believe. I know they're a Michelin Road 5 2CT. I've heard it's a very good tyre for stunning. It's a very good tyre in general. People love them. They come stock on this, so I don't even think to mention them. They haven't washed out on me yet. The front's got a little slippery sometimes, but that's mainly road surface, not actually the tyre. I don't know if I'll stick with them. I ran Pirellis on my Supermoto and they were I was pretty confident on them. So I might trial some Pirellis, although Pirellis are a lot more expensive. I'll definitely go an expensive front. Like I'll go with a front that I trust. The back, I don't really give a fuck about. It's a stunt bike. We slide these things around anyway. It's gonna get worn down. I'll go with a cheaper on the back. Or like a mid-range on the back so that I don't die in the twisties. It's my 2024 MT-07 stunt bike. I do wheelies on it. Shout out Moto Waldo. Shout out Better Betsy. Whatever his fucking Instagram name is. I'll leave you with a cheeky wheelie before I go. One extra thing that I've just remembered, I don't have rear sets on it. I have an idea, because I've taken the passenger pegs off. I was going to take those foot pegs and put them in here and make them so that they don't fold. Because I can't, to do one-handed sit-downs, I'd have to lock my foot, and every time I lock my foot, it does that. Put the passenger pegs in here and stop them from folding, so I can lock in my foot there. Just a side note, because I forgot. Alright. Well, that's my 2024 MT-07. I do wheelies on it. I'm Galvario. Shout out Moto Waldo again. I don't know how to end it. Bye. Actually. Later, losers.